What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video on my channel, and today we're going to be previewing Port Adelaide's round 7 clash against Brisbane. It's going to be an absolute belter at the Gabba this Saturday night at 6:50 p.m. Both have some key stars out, Travis Boak and Lachie Neale, the top two in the Brownlow medal last year. Both out with some injuries that need to be taken care of, and that means some moments and some chances for some young kids or some returning faces who we haven't seen for a while to take the opportunity. So let's get straight into it and preview Port Adelaide's round 7 clash. First of all, I just want to start by saying thank you so much for the support on yesterday's video about the prison bar response. And I got a few Collingwood supporters jumping on board as well, both agreeing and disagreeing with me, and that is completely fair. It's a massive debate, and it's all in good faith from us as fans. I think a little bit higher up, it's starting to get a bit dirty, but it's good to be keeping it clean, and I'm really appreciative of the support for that video. And if you haven't seen it already, go check it out. It's a video from yesterday, so I'll leave a link in the description below. But hey, we got some footy to play. There's no more talk about the prison bars. Let's get straight on to it. Focus on getting the 4 points this weekend against Brisbane. And let me tell you, I'm not too confident, to be honest. And it's one of the games that I've actually penciled in as a loss. My reasoning for that is we just don't seem to play Brisbane too well when we play them at the Gabba. I feel like that we just lack a bit. I don't know. It's like we just can't get into the game quick enough. We seem to start slow against Brisbane, and the last few times we have come out and been a bit sluggish. Whether it's the matchups that we just don't seem to get right, or just the way we start, they seem to take advantage of our slow starts. And once again, in 2021, we've been having a few slow starts. So I'll be looking to see if we can get out the back pretty quickly and hit a few home runs, because I'm telling you, it's going to be one of those games that really will be based on momentum and out of the midfield. And with Boak and Neale missing for both sides, it's a chance for someone else to stand up. And I'll start by saying straight away, our selection is just one change. Port Adelaide bringing in Sam Powell-Pepper for his first game back in 2021 after breaking his hand and taking a bit of a mental break as well. So it's great to see him back in the side. Has proven to get that respect back from the club and from the players, and it's been rewarded with some good sandful form to come back in. And while Lachie Neale out for Brisbane is going to be a big task, but nonetheless they still have some key firepower in there, and with the form of McGluggage at the moment, it's going to be a very interesting concept in there, and a few matchups. McGluggage versus Amon on each wing is going to be pretty exciting as well, both in great form, and base in the middle as well. Jared Lyons has been in terrific form for Brisbane, and Zorko's been getting into some good touch as well. And we've got our midfield. Ollie Wines has been sensational of late. I think we need a stand up from Drew, especially with Boak out. He needs to get his hands on the footy a bit more, and Robbie Gray's going to have to probably go in there a little bit more now too without Boak. And it's a completely different mix, and we do have a pretty midfield dominant structure if we're not getting it out of the clearances in the middle or around the ground, inside our 50 or defensive 50, then we do seem to struggle quite a bit when momentum is going against us. And at the Gabba, that's a very tough ask, and I just feel like it's going to be an opportunity for Port to probably stand up from some other players and really, if we want to prove that we can play with our depth. And, we've been tested now with our injuries. We've got no Boak, no Butters, no Dersma, 3 key pillars in the side. We've still got some firepower around the ground. Houston's going to come into the middle more. Burton's in some good form. Going to need a big stand up from our forwards. The key forwards are probably the one for me that have to stand up this week. Mitch Georgiades, Charlie Dixon in particular, and also Todd Marshall's going to have to play a massive role this weekend, because I don't think we're going to get as many opportunities as we probably would like on Saturday night. So we're going to have to take the most of them. And if it's going to be through any avenue, it's going to be our key forwards. We know Orazio can kick goals off the ground. We know Colin Rosie's very dangerous, and he's probably going to get some more midfield time. We just need more outlets of goals, and I reckon it's going to have to look like we get at least 10 different goal scorers on the night, just to get a spread of goals going through the side, and that will enable us to get a few multiple goal scorers as well, and hit that 15, 16 goal mark, which I think is probably what we're going to need to kick a winning score. I think with Brisbane's firepower now, Danaher, Hipwood, Cameron down there, they've got a dangerous mix, and they've been developing into some good form. Smashed Essendon not too long ago, and they've been just building Brisbane, and that's what scares me a little bit. They're building quite nicely. Bet Carlton last week, who we know are a pretty peckish side. They tested us a little bit. I mean, it was a comfortable win in the end, but they did. They were quite plucky, and against Brisbane, they were quite plucky again. And now at the Gabba, this will be a real test for Port Adelaide more. So I think if we can come out with the 4 points from here, it really shows that we can be tested with both depth and up against the odds, and everything that's been happening this week. Everything's been against us. Boak out, prison bar debate not going our way, and we're getting the rights to wear the Guernsey next week in the showdown. I just hope there's still a focus of football there from the football department and Ken Hinkley really trying to push the motive of we've got 4 points to win. There's no better way to come out this week and after the week we've had, come out and get the 4 points and really showcase, we're a football club that's making a stand, and also, we're a powerhouse now. We need to be beating Brisbane at the Gabba, really show that we've got the grit, and it'd be a fantastic win, a real gutsy win if we could come out and get the job done against the Lions, who, I think, to be fair, have been a bit underrated this season in particular. I don't think they've played too badly, is what I'm trying to say. I think they've builded their season a little bit more, and the losses to Sydney early and the Bulldogs, and the lucky win against Collingwood. It's been building for them, and I think you take a season like that, you get into your good form towards the middle and end part of the season. They've got some real talent. Harris Andrews is going to be a great matchup for Charlie Dixon, and I just think that overall, the matchup for this game is very good. We haven't won a game at the Gabba for quite some time. I think it's 2017 was the last time we won at the Gabba in terms of playing Brisbane, that is. I know we won a few games last year there because of the pandemic. So the home ground advantage for Brisbane is not as big as what it was because of last year. We know the dimensions pretty well. We had a pretty good run playing opposition at the Gabba, and I think that's what probably will help us a little bit Saturday night, is the familiarisation with the ground now. It will be a bit different having the Brisbane fans in there, and it won't be, it'll still be having that atmosphere, and that will put a lot of pressure on. But I think if there's a positive in playing at the Gabba, is that we've got the experience, and we've got the cavalry. We're a pretty mature group. I feel like if there's someone that's going to be standing up this week, as I said, it's going to be the key forwards. But I'm looking at the likes of Connor Rosie. I'm looking at the likes of Willem Drew. I'm looking, at the likes of not just Orazio Fantasia, but these middle tier players that have been not coasting, but been getting a pretty good ride, and they've been playing some pretty decent footy. And Ollie Wines, of all people, he's had a great start to the season, underrated start to the season, and I just think, if he has a massive impact like he did last week, has that 30, 35 touches, kicks a goal maybe, that's a real team lifter. And the spiritual leader of Boak, that's a massive loss in the midfield. Lachie Neale has had an okay season, but Boak's been able to shake tags. He's had a great first 6 weeks, and sort of been that focal point and really sets the tone. And funny enough, my dad says when Boak and Robbie Gray are in the midfield, there's no better duo in the game. To be in the midfield, they make things happen. They're so crafty. They're smart with their ball use. They know what is happening. And without Travis Boak, Robbie Gray's probably going to have to take a bit more of that load. And Robbie, we probably need him kicking goals as well. So if he's getting that 20-plus game and kicking 3 goals, then I think it's a massive tick, and will go a long way to us winning this game. So a tip for round 7, I'm feeling not overly confident, and that's only because it's at the Gabba and it's Brisbane. I feel like they're going to be quite plucky for us, but I'm still going to tip us. I'm tipping us by 15 points. I think if it all clicks, the big key forwards are going to kick some goals, and whether that's 4 for Charlie, 4 for Mitch, 3 for Todd, if we can get 10 goals out of our key forwards, then I think the story will write itself. But that's got to happen, and it's going to start from the midfield, so I'll be keeping a very, very close eye on that. But yeah, I mean, I'm keeping my expectations low for this one. And I'm not saying we're a bad side at all. I'm not saying, our form means nothing. I'm just saying, it just feels like that kind of vibe this week. But, if we get the job done, then I'm going to be even happier. So, either way, not too much damage done. Well, Paul fans, that is my preview for round 7. Let me know in the comments below what you're thinking about this game and what's your tip. I think, as I keep saying, it's one of those vibes. I'm looking forward to the game nonetheless. It's going to be a real test for us, and I'm keen. I'm keen for round 7. It's going to be a very, very good one, no doubt about it. Overall, across the AFL board, it's going to be quite fun. So, thank you so much for watching. Thank you all for the support this past week. We keep ticking closer to 4,000 subscribers, which is quite a surprise. I didn't really notice that until earlier today. So if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do so for plenty more Port Adelaide content coming your way across the season and AFL content as well. My name is Anthony, and as always, cut on the pair.